Hi, I am Vivek Patil from Rajarambapu Institute of Technology, Islampur. Today, I present the manufacturing process of engine block, which is guided by Professor Aniket Pawar. Cylinder block, which is also called as an engine block, is the main structure of the engine, which given the space for the cylinders and it also gives spaces for the coolant, exhaust, and intake gases to pass over the engine and host for the crankcase and camshaft. Engine block is a main part in a engine which contains 20 to 25% weight of the engine. The material used to the engine requires more strength with low weight. The design of the engine block is depends upon the increase the power, durability, resistance to wear, efficient of the engine. The requirement of engine block is included wear resistance, long-lasting life, maintenance, and the pressure created when the combustion takes place. This is the flowchart of the manufacturing process, in which first is the selection of the casting part. It means which of the part you need to the casting, then select this part. After that, the material selection. After that, pattern making, selection of the casting process, product after casting process, finishing the product, testing the product, and ready to dispatch or sell. Now, selection of the material. The selection of the material are depend upon the property needed to the engine block. These properties are high strength, modulus of elasticity, wear resistance, corrosion resistance, and ability to withstand the with vibration, and low in weight. In previous year, the engine block is made up of the cast iron, but the cast iron is high in weight. So nowadays the engine block started to make up with the aluminum alloys. It is more popular due to its low weight, but mostly within petrol engine. High strength required because of the compression ratio of diesel engine is 17 raised to 1 and the petrol engine is 10 raised to 1. The because of the thermal expansion under high operative temperature and thermal conductivity to give out heat in minimum time. The cast iron have good vibration capacity, machinability, low cost, and good mechanical properties. But the aluminum has some properties in low weight, and also aluminum has good surface finish and high machinability compared with the iron alloys. Selection of furnace. There are cupola furnace is used for the melting cast iron. Now start the casting process. In a casting process, first part is the pattern making. The most of the material is used for the pattern making is wood or metal frame. Now the mold making process. Mix up the silica sand and clay and water for the mixture of the molding. Pour it into mold with pattern, vibrating it for the get free from air bubbles and harden it. Remove the mold, new mold with pattern cavity. Then place the core are required. These cores are following in this figure, clamping the mold. After that, the molten metal pouring into this mold. Now, after cooling, it removes the clamping mold. Finishing the product. After cooling, the product will be ready to machining, such as surface grinding to get smooth surface where the other components are fitted, such as crankshaft. The line boring of the main bearing boring bar contains multiple tools, so in a one operation, all bearing operations are done. Now we see the manufacturing process of the engine block. Firstly, we testing the sand mixture in a lab. This is the mixture of the sand, clay, and water. After that, if the sand is okay, then we started the mold making. This is the process are done by various machines or also manually done. Give the number to the after that started to the core making. These are the cores which are added to the mold. This is the pattern. After that, the old mold are assembled together. Also, in other side, started to the aluminum molding or cast iron melting or the pouring into the mold. The melting is done at the higher temperature. After that, the molten metal are poured into the mold. After removing the clamps or after removing the mold, these are the product which we casting. After that casting, we started to finishing it. These finishing process such as surface grinding, firstly cut the runner and risers. After that finishing of the surface, our final product is ready. After that, we see the quality consideration during product manufacturing. Strength of the sand is high because when the strength of sand is low, then there is chances to the crack the mold. Similarly, mold maintain permeability in size of the grain. The contents in molten alloys must be given to standard. Cooling rate must be standard. Thermal stability of mold should be high. Sand should be reusable for the next mold. Because this is reusable sand can reduce the cost of manufacturing. Possible defects during the production. The thermal stability low, then mold may be cracked due to the molten metal. Composition of sand is low costing, would not be able to shrink or will end with cracking. If molten alloys is not up to standard, it will be failure in high running condition. If riser gets solidified before other parts of casting, it would given a engine block with less strength, etc. Now outcome from this IAC. We will the familiar with the casting process, learning about precaution which will be taken during the casting process, earning knowledge about the sand casting process. Every component need a standard combination of metal for their long life uses. This is the outcome from this IAC. Thank you everyone for this listening presentation.